Hey everyone, your boy Andrew here with the story time. I'm trying to upload every other day because I'm working on a part-time job, trying to get some money. But anyway, let's get to the story. This story time takes place in high school freshman year. And that year, I was really on thin ice for being expelled from doing a bunch of dumb shit. And this story is about Chris and some other dude that he fought. We don't call him Jimmy. What's even more funny about this fight is that before they fought, they were doing like a roast battle at each other. Never seen anything like this before. As always, one day waking up for school, which was so fucking annoying. I remember like when I wake up, I'll be zoned out for like 10 minutes straight, just staring at something. I don't know why. So I got up, took a shower, because your boy didn't want to smell bad going to school, ate some breakfast, and watched some TV. I was watching Saved by the Bell, the best show ever, ain't gonna lie. I watched some TV for like 15 minutes. The bus stop didn't pick me up till like 8:20. So I left the house, locked up, head to the bus stop. Got in the bus, sat in the very back. I was the third bus stop. Took 30 minutes to get to school. Went to the cafeteria to chill. I saw Danny chilling by himself. Now, Danny's another friend that I knew since middle school. We're great friends till the day. Sat with him. I talked to him about what's going on in life. The bell rings. I go to class. My first period was health. Nothing happened. We were learning about how our body changes, how it developed throughout the year. So health ends. I go to second period in biology. We were learning about frogs because later on we were going to start dissecting them. Like a lot of shit was lit. It was cool. Learning how the body works. Class ends. I go to third period. I had advisory. To be honest, all I did was sleep and kept on doing nothing else. The bell rings loudly, waking my ass up from the dream that I was being in, that I was thinking of. I go to fourth period having Spanish. I had Danny in that class. Not gonna lie, it's way better having Danny in that class. He sat like across the room, so we had a fucking assigned seats. So anyway, I know in Spanish class that you have those headsets above where you sit at in those buckets. So we were doing those, talking to other people. The teacher switches it up, puts me and Danny together. I was like, oh, bad idea, because she knew me and Danny would like never try in her classroom. We like never do our work. So we'd be playing around, like making noises and stuff. I'll say ding 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 dong. Danny would say like yee haw like out loud. And I remember the teacher interrupts and says, guys, you better stop playing around or I will have you for detention. I remember Danny was like, he says, oh, somebody's mad. I remember the teacher gives him that look. And he says, Danny, you would stay here for lunch for detention. I was like, oh, I started dying. Class ends. I go to lunch. I see Chris sitting with some other people that I knew. He says, where is Danny? I told him what happened. And he bursts out laughing. Like his whole face was red, like literally red. Like I don't know, like strawberries, those type of like that type of red. Like he was all red. So we went to the lunch line for some food, and he was so laughing. Like it wasn't even that funny too. And I was, and by the way, I wasn't really hungry because I was kind of sick. I was kind of feeling sick, like in my stomach. I was feeling like that feeling where like you haven't eaten all day, and you feeling nauseous, and your stomach start to make you want to throw up, like those type of feelings. So yeah, I wasn't hungry. All I got was like something small, like Pop Tarts, and Chris grabbed like enchiladas with some vegetables. Not gonna lie, the shit kind of looked alright. Looked kind of nasty too. So we grabbed that, use whatever, got whatever, fruit, whatever. So we sat the back at our table, talking about whatever. At our table where we sat at, there was about like 9 or 8 people around us. So and me and Chris were still laughing. Like it wasn't even that funny too. If you really thought about it, and it's still in my head as I remember. So lunch ends. I went to fifth period with I had math, and by the way, I always hated math because we never used calculators. We only use calculators on the test, but we never use them if we were doing our schoolwork or learning as we go. That's so lame about it. I told you that school is really rigged. So anyway, sixth period comes around, and me and Chris were in that class. And that sixth period, we had art. We were watching a movie about art or something, about like some small clip or like a short movie, and it had Bob Ross in it. So Chris gets up and goes to the bathroom for like 10 minutes. The bathroom wasn't that far. It was across the hall, so it was easy to walk to. After we come back from the bathroom, telling me about this kid. Now, this kid was talking mad shit. We don't call this kid Jimmy. So he's talking mad shit about me, Danny, and Chris, and some other people around us where we sat at the table. And Chris told me about him, how he picks on people by their own size. I hate when people do that shit. They pick the smaller people to fight. I hate that. Shit's lame. Jamie was a very tall dude, like 6'1", 6'2". Chris was mad as fuck. Like, I never seen him so angry in my life. I feel like he had to kill somebody. he really was, to be honest. Jimmy told Chris to meet him after school in the cafeteria. I said to Chris, so you're gonna fight him? Chris was like, yeah, bro. Like, talking about smashing my face on the table, beating my ass on the ground, taking me down, all that shit. So I'm like, you for real about that life? I don't remember. I made him laugh. He had like a smirk on his face. I made him laugh. So class ends. I had Chris in 8th period. In that class, we had PE. We were playing soccer. And I remember that one time, we were kicking the ball so hard, like, it broke the glass window on the door. I remember the PE teacher was mad as fuck. I remember, like, who did this? Did you realize we don't have the money for this?
Kobe!
I'm like, calm down, Sherlock. The school to pay for this in the summer. Like, relax, Sherlock. And I remember the funny part about it, like, you don't know who it was. That's the funny part. But anyway, me and Chris forgot about all the fight in Jimmy. Me and Chris were walking in the hallway to the cafeteria, and we see Danny walking too. I think he's walking in the hallway toward the bus stop. It was funny. And I told him what happened with Chris. So the three of us go to the lunchroom, and we see Jimmy just standing there waiting for us. Chris knew Jimmy was waiting for us and Danny. So Chris charges up and starts talking all that shit. So they were doing a roast battle out of nowhere, which it was so confused. It was so confusing, and everyone at the cafeteria in the hallway too was pulling up to see what was going on. I'm like, oh, and I looked at Danny. I was like, bro, this is bad. This is really bad. Chris says, bro, you're so fucking fat. You be eating Skittles off the rainbow, and I was like, that makes no sense. Till I realized what he meant. What he meant by that. I was dying so bad because Jimmy was wearing a tie-dye shirt. And it looked like a bunch of rainbow colors. He looked so stupid in that shirt. I looked at Danny, and he started busting out laughing. Even the people around us knew that what he meant by that. We were all dying and laughing. And Jimmy says back to Chris, he says, yeah, something on your chin. No, the third one down. I'm like, oh no. Danny was like, damn, Chris, he got you there. Danny, shut up. Shut up. You're making it worse. That's what I said. And then Chris gets mad and he throws the first punch and it hits him and it hit Jimmy by the jaw. I was like, ouch. Jimmy hits him back. And I guess the way he hit him, his wrist, like his wrist wound up hitting him in the head. So and everyone's around us backs up quick. Everyone spreads out and back up. And some people were yelling like, fight, fight, fight. The fighting. Out of nowhere, Chris hits him with an uppercut. It was a nice uppercut, just like Manny Pacquiao. Danny yells out, damn, he got him. He won that hoe. Out of the teachers, like 4 of them came by and it split them both up. And I'm surprised that the cop didn't come by. So I think we had 2. No, actually we had 1 actually. Just 1 in the whole school. They had he had his own room. So now I was like, damn, bro, that's the best fight I ever seen. I ain't gonna lie. So Chris wins the fight. Him and Jimmy went to the office, and they said why they fought, but I don't know why, but to be honest, I kind of knew, but I don't know what Chris said. But Chris wound up whooping Jimmy's ass. Like, he whooped the shit out of him. Like, big time, like, beat the living crap out of him. But anyway, everyone went home. Danny took the bus. He took the bus and went home. I said goodbye. And I had my mom pick me up from the front entrance. So she picked me up. The whole car ride, I didn't say nothing. I was thinking what just happened, like, what just went down. I didn't say anything to my mom because I didn't want her to know. I don't want her yelling at me. So I got home, played some video games. I got a group chat from Chris, Danny, and some other people. Chris was saying that he got 3 days of OSS. OSS means outside school suspension. I replied, hey, you whooped his ass though. He won. That's all that matters. He's like, yes, sir. Chris was saying he was bleeding on the nose. I was like, damn, that's no way. Danny replied, yeah, that's all that matters. You won, though. I was like, yes, sir. So, yeah, the day goes by like usual. That school day was amazing. But not for real. End of story. Don't do what Chris did. That's really stupid. Don't end up fight like it caused you a lot of trouble for you. And it could lead you to intermediate school. That's not good. So do your work and keep your head up. You'll be okay. Trust me. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. See y'all in the next video. Peace.